Yeah, I mean, game winner right there. We needed to, find a way to get that run across. We were in a good spot with our bullpen to hold the lead if we could get it, and Dyson's leadoff triple was huge. And, when you're going through a bit of a struggle, you don't capitalize on those situations. You just find a way to pop the ball up and strike out, and you don't get those runs in. But, that's a good sign for us that we were able, against a tough, knuckleball, to find a way to get that run in. So Kane with a great at-bat there. Of course, Dyson's, throw saved it for us, too. I mean, that was a phenomenal play that charged it very hard, threw it, on a line with tremendous accuracy to cut the runner down at third base.
116 pitches for Kennedy. You call this a gutty effort from him?
No, I call it, a great effort. He, he threw the ball really, really well. That's a really tough offensive team over there that really battles you. They fouled off a lot of pitches. But I think if he could take one pitch back, it would be the high fastball to Young. But outside of that, I just thought he was really, really good for us.
And how about that fourth inning? Runners on the corners, nobody out.
Another example right there. He really limit the damage for us right there. Just made big pitches, against tough hitters and held them to one run. That was a big part of the ball game.
Not that you turn any big corners in May, but are you seeing the last 5 or 6 or 7 days more Royals baseball with a great defense, starting pitching?
Yeah, I mean, tremendous defense today. Esky made some great plays like he always does. The great play by Dyson out there. I just feel, like we're starting to capitalize on situations a little bit more, starting to swing the bats better. Haas has been really hot and leading the way for us. It's just it's good to see us starting to turn that corner a little bit.
A lot more timely hits, too, in the last week.
Yeah.
Ned, what was your thought process on Kennedy? How close were you to taking him out any sooner?
Entering the inning, we were going to let him face the first two hitters. If he got one of the first two guys out, he was going to face the third. And then, of course, we had Flynn ready for Bradley, and Hoach was going to come in right behind him. So Flynn did a nice job, got one out, and got his first big league save. But, if the first two guys got on, we were going to bring Hoach in to face Rutledge right there. So we were going to try to get through that inning knowing we have another game. Their pitcher did a great job of getting them without having to use anybody in their bullpen. So we were trying to expend every pitch we could from them while still keep the game in check.
When you're at that kind of pivotal moment, how much are you just kind of gritting your teeth? You really need things to fall a certain way, and they really did.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really grit your teeth. You've got a plan, and you hope it goes to your plan, and you think you've got it covered, and it's just got to work out. And for us this time, it did.
Eric Hosmer was about where he is now statistically last year. I think he had 7 home runs, hitting .324 or something like that last year. But this year, it seems different. Does it seem different to you?
It does seem a little different. It sure does. It seems like there's a lot more confidence there, a lot more experience when it comes to hitting. I mean, his game plan is he follows his game plan really, really well. I just think that it's a much more rounded offensive player we're seeing this year. Much more consistent offensive player. I mean, he's been the one guy that's been consistent from day one in our lineup. Been good all year long.
Ned, with Paulo, how he played last night, Jarrod playing today, how do you decide who plays right field?
Flip coins. Flip a coin. Heads, Paulo. Tails, Dyson. I mean, there's no. You can't really look at matchups and stuff. You just play them both, enough to keep them fresh. You don't want to overexpose either one of them. And when you do that, it tends to work out like this. They're strong. They're not worn down. They take advantage of their opportunity. And, it was a big day for Dyson today. In essence, he won the ball game for us, helped win the ball game for us. And last night it was Paulo. So it's great. It's great to see some production coming out of that right field and in the bottom of our lineup that those two guys provided. I mean, those are 2 big games out of those 2 players.
Wade Davis' first save since May 1st. Granted, he hasn't had a lot of opportunities, but good to see him bounce back.
Yeah, it was good to get him an opportunity. He hasn't had opportunities. So, it was nice to get him an opportunity and a 1-run save. That's a tough save when you're pitching against this team over here. So it was good to see him get it for us.
And
would Wade be available tonight as well?
I don't know yet. I haven't talked to him. So as soon as the dust settles, and we'll see who's available and who's not.